Welcome to the General Chemistry High Impact Module on Dimensional Analysis, also known as Unit Conversions, Part 2. In our previous video, we used the relationship between inches and centimeters as a conversion factor to convert from inch units to centimeter units. And we can use this same conversion factor with dealing with squared units of inches and centimeters as well. The key in dealing with units here that are squared, as in squared inches, is that we take the conversion factor, which is one-dimensional, and we square that as well. Follow through your math steps as you normally would. Double check your units canceling out. Confirm your starting number of measured sig figs. Apply it to your final answer. And you're good to go. We can do the same thing with our cubed units, where we set up our one-dimensional relationship as a conversion factor. Go ahead and cube both parts of that conversion factor. Perform your calculations. Cancel out your units. Follow your sig fig rules. And you've got your final answer. We also use dimensional analysis when converting values with multiple unit types, like meters per second or miles per hour. In this example, we're going to compare the speed of light in a vacuum, which is 3.00 times 10 to the 8 meters per second, to the speed of your car on a highway, which might be about 75 miles per hour. And by using our reference conversion factors for miles to feet and feet to inches, and knowing that 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters, we can convert 75 miles per hour to meters per second and compare the speed of light versus the speed of your car on the highway. The first unit that we're going to convert is miles to meters. So we're going to set that up in the normal dimensional analysis method by getting rid of miles. So we know that we got 1 mile is equal to 5,280 feet, and that in 1 foot there are 12 inches. And then we use our English to metric conversion, that 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters. And 1 centimeter is 1 times 10 to the minus 2 meters. Before I go any further, I'm going to go ahead and make sure my units have canceled out. Miles over miles, foot over foot, inch over inch, centimeter over centimeter, and I'm left with the unit in the numerator that we want, which is the meter. And now we can continue on by converting the denominator unit of hours to seconds. So we can continue this on. We know that 1 hour has 60 minutes, and 1 minute has 60 seconds. Go ahead and double check our units. Hour cancels out with hour. Minute cancels out with minute. We're left with denominator units of seconds. We can go ahead and plug this into our calculator and come up with our first answer. Apply our rules of significant figures. 34 meters per second. Convert that into scientific notation, 3.4 times 10 to the 1 meters per second, and we can compare this value to the speed of light, and we'll see that the speed of light is approximately 10 million times faster. Don't get a speeding ticket. We'll do one more comparison of values that have different unit types. So we can compare the price of gas on the Canadian border at $3.05 US dollars per gallon compared to right across the border of $1.46 Canadian dollars per liter. So the current exchange rate, I looked that up today, is $1 to 1.25 Canadian dollars, and the conversion between the English unit of gallon and the metric unit of liters. Now, you could choose to go either direction in this conversion, either between the Canadian price to the US price or the US price to the Canadian price. But for this purpose, I'm going to convert the Canadian price per liter to the US price per gallon, because for me, that's just going to be an easier mental comparison to make to determine which has the better gas prices. So go ahead and start by setting up your dimensional analysis framework. And it doesn't matter which unit you choose to convert first, but by habit, I tend to start with the numerator. So we will use our US dollar currency exchange values to convert Canadian dollars to US dollars. And I can see that I canceled out Canadian and I'm left with my unit of US dollars. So next we can convert the units of liters to gallons. And we see that conversion right here. So liters needs to be in the numerator so that it cancels out to 1 gallon in the denominator. Double check that your units cancel out. You're left with gallons in the denominator. Plug your math into your calculator. Apply your sig fig rules. And you have your final answer of $4.42 US dollars per gallon. Definitely less expensive to buy it in the United States than it is to buy it in Canada. So the moral of the story here, fill up before you cross the border. Thanks, guys. We'll see you in our next video and high impact learning module.